Welcome to Takshashila Gurukul channel. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe immediately, press the bell button and write your comments and feedback. Share with your friends as much as possible. We provide online Kundalini Raja Yoga initiation and Kundalini activation in 6 months.
25. Indication of the characteristics of the saints. Paramashiva Sena was blessed with V1 and worshipped the merits of the saints. The one who is the embodiment of the merits of the saints. Shanmukha, bowing his head, asked the Supreme Lord Shiva with joy, "O Leaf God, please tell me the characteristics of the saints." Then, while Sambhashiva was smiling, from his radiant face, the flower stalks falling down with a thud, said to his beloved son, "O cave, one can count the grains of sand on the banks of the Sharadhi or the constellations of stars. Who knows the glorious characteristics of the Sharanas? The saint is illuminated by the light of the Bodhi tree. The saint remembers his family. He is loyal to good deeds. The saint is in his natural state. He who is dull-witted and avoids the company of people. He helps the seekers of truth and the good seekers with his conduct. He blesses everyone. 4. The sage, the aruk, and the yogi are called sadhu. Sadhu means a bundle of knowledge, an ocean of knowledge, a garden of the juice of peace, a shower of nectar, a lum of experience, a pure seal of self-awareness, a mine of slowness that is not stained by any karma. This is the characteristic of the sadhus. The sadhus do not bow to anyone. They ask him to bow to them. They say the beloved verse, Aya Kudru. They become absorbed in the contemplation of Brahman. The worshipper forgives me, and I say to the world. Seeing the condition of the afflicted, they melt with compassion. Why do you have this forgetfulness? Remember the self. They will console themselves by saying, rejoice in the Supreme Being. Seeing the bondage of living beings, the saints will say, hail, hail, you are burning the living beings in the fire of fire. They will not give any name to the defects of their wives and children. They will complain about everyone. They will see the family in the house as Shiva. They will call everyone with joy and good words, saying, O Shiva, come. The saints themselves will be eternal Shiva. If the body gets sick, they will not take care of it, and if they die by accident from that disease, they will happily give up their body, saying, Shri Gauripati has fulfilled her service. If wealth or poverty comes during the time of enjoyment, they will eat both of them as if they were sick. 10. Description of the qualities of the saints. They will not leave anyone alone. They never speak harshly. They do not consider this a forest, this a house, as a distinction. They do not listen to disputes about houses and monasteries. They burn the root, ignorance, of the world. They do not listen to the dead given. The quality of the saints is like burnt knowledge. They do not speak slander. They rejoice in hearing their slander and praise the slanderer. They do not bow down to be humiliated. They do not stay near outsiders and sit on the throne of their own nature in the place they like. They do not tolerate persecution from others, and if others, by chance, persecute them, they endure it without saying anything. They do not harass anyone. They are satisfied with whatever they do. They associate Shiva with them in their mind. This is devotion to friends. If they are criticized, they do not say anything. When they see the heinous crimes of killing their father, abusing a woman, a pregnant woman, and killing 2 children, they think, Shiva, Shiva, what else is there besides you? They will nourish others without seeking nourishment for their own bodies. They will remain in this world without a fixed abode, Aniketa. They will consume the pleasures of fate without suffering. They will destroy the heap of sorrows and desires. They will remember the past. They will think about the future. They will experience what has come to this moment and will be eternally happy. They will have cast off doubts. They will be terrified by the bondage of lust and anger. While drops of nectar flow from their compassionate eyes, beneficial words will flow tirelessly from their faces like nectar. To attain the divine knowledge of the Supreme, one will awaken from the illusion of being a body. One will leave behind the smell of the body, which is the shelter of all meanings, and will rise here and merge in the Paranjyoti of Shiva. 17. The condition of the saints. Whatever one asks for, the saints and good men will give it. If a body is asked for, like Shiva Chakravarti, they will harvest it. The two words, this should not be given, this is what I want, do not exist in them beforehand. They will walk as pure as a tree. Immersed in the ocean of joy, they will be in their natural bliss, like the waves of the autumn moon. They will be like a child to look at. They will be radiant and beautiful. They will shine equally, like the sun, at all times. They will eat the right food in moderation, and by squeezing her neck so that mire will break, they will take out the extra soul from her embrace. They do not have days or weeks. They consider even the night as an auspicious day. There are no inauspicious signs for the saints who swallow Yama. For them, there are no 4 ages of creation, no highs or lows, they know that there is one supreme soul in all living beings. They see their enemies as friends. They are ashamed of samsara. They become a guide to the world by saying, leave the thought of the world and worship yourself. If you know yourself, you will know Brahman. The wicked do not bother to torment the saints, but remain in peace. They do not pay attention to their dignity and virtues, and are kind to all beings. They take a yoga sleep inside the house of Om, saying, Jahan. Jahan, O Kartike, the behavior of the sages is strange. There is no arrogance in their behavior, they led me without saying, we will walk, instead of walking they will make me walk, they will make me sleep, they will feed me, they will make me laugh, they will turn me around and remain inactive. I am their own, they will make my own and serve me day and night, my devotees. Saints do not err in truth. Who among the 3 actions did not err in truth and walked in truth, was the donor Bali Chakravarti. He placed his head on the 3rd foot of Trivikrama. Dasharatha's son Sri Rama went into exile to fulfill the promise he had given to his father Kaikeyi. Jamadagni's son Parashurama, on his father's orders, cut the throat of his mother Renuka. He revived her from his father's curse and killed 21 Kshatriyas in anger and offered tarpan to his ancestors with their blood. Dadichi, the son of sage Bhrigu, gave his back bones at the request of the gods. The gods collected his bones and made weapons of their choice through Vishwakarma. Vishwamitra, the king sage, in his stubbornness to become a Brahma sage, tortured Vasishtha, who was a devotee of Brahma, and his beloved disciple Harishchandra Raja in many ways. However, both of them, respectively, kept their devotion to knowledge and vows of truth without fail. Listen, my son, the saints never abandon the truth, placing their hopes on their lives. The ocean may overflow and enter another place. Mount Meru may be covered with dust, and all the mountains may walk on the earth. The sun, the moon, the stars, and the planets may deviate from their path and move in another orbit. But the saints can never surpass the truth. 26. The inner Brahma Yajna of the saints. O cave, listen to the details of the yajna that the saints perform daily within themselves. The body is the yajna kunda, the fire of the stomach is the fire that always burns in the yajna kunda, te. Soul is the yajna purusha, knowledge is the sacrifice of the yajna, and wisdom is the fruit of the yajna. The gods are satisfied only with such a Brahma yajna. The ignorant perform yajna for external pride. The Brahmanans perform Brahma yajna in the sacred tank of their hearts, as the Guru says, with the face of the pure fire of knowledge. Those who are initiated into the sacrifice themselves put the wood and the stick of lust and anger, the fat of pride, the snare of drunkenness, the sesame of delusion, the rice of kshesha, and the greed of the tamas and rajas qualities into the fire of knowledge. The pure sattvic quality is the adornment of the sacrifices, the quality of generous donation is the sacrificial material, the sacrificial animals of the 10 senses, the 5 winds and the 4 senses are sacrificed in the Brahman sacrifice, chanting the mantra, Swaha. At the end of the body, the self becomes a complete sacrifice, and the sacrifice ends. Until the body is offered to Brahman, the sacrifice continues in the hall of experience with the glories of wisdom and detachment. When the body falls, the yogi merges into the undivided Brahman. This is the sacrifice of knowledge that has the power of the body. Ordinary beings kill innocent animals in sacrifice and are incapable of performing such sacrifices. 31. The fruit of the deeds of the saints. Generally, the wise will return the salutations only when someone else salutes them. But the righteous will salute them first. Sometimes, when they are in a state of tushtam, they sit idly by without returning the salutations to those who salute them. They are themselves in the state of sandhya or samadhi. That is, they are in a state of oneness. The wise, not knowing their condition, think excessively that the saints did not return the salutations to them. The laymen who want to receive salutations from others do not know that salutation will burn them that day. Okay, what is the benefit of seeing an idol carved in stone? The sight of the saints will bring infinite merit to him. If one knows their glory and touches their feet, the heat of one's life will soon be extinguished. He who stretches his head at their feet will be free from sorrows in birth. A human being who wants to attain liberation should from today itself hold the feet of the saints. One should sacrifice one's body, like a stick of sandalwood, in their service. If one does not associate with saints, one should know that human birth is in vain. The meaning of human birth is to know who one is by associating with them. If good people come to one's house will be prosperous. All the planets in the house will run to the dust of their feet. The meditation, association, worship and service of great souls are the fruits of merit in subsequent births. Gurus are the fountains of merit who protect human beings. Like rivers, the saints are merciful and trustworthy. If I am God to the world, then know that the saints in their refuges are God to me. 36. Sri Krishna showed Narada the fruits of seeing saints. One day, Narada came to Sri Krishna and asked, "What fruit is obtained by seeing saints?" Krishna smiled and pointed to that place, saying, "There is a dung beetle under a tree far away. Ask it the same question, and you will get the answer." Narada saw the dung beetle rolling a ball of dung with its hind legs and spoke to it, "O beetle, what fruit is obtained by seeing saints? Please tell me," he asked with folded hands. Staring at Narada and hearing the sound of the sage's veena, it died there and then. Narada, thinking that the work had gone badly, returned to Hari with a very sad face. Seeing Narada shedding tears, Krishna asked, "What happened?" Narada, closing his eyes, said, "When I asked him what the benefits of seeing the saints were, that dung beetle died while staring at me." Hari laughed and said, "Narada, go now, come back to me after a few months, I will answer your question." Narada did so. Then Hari said, "Look, there is a swan in the Shobhipa lake. Ask it the same question you asked, and that bird will answer." Narada went there, and was overjoyed to see a swan flying to the shore in the lake opposite. Closing his eyes, he asked the bird, "O swan, what benefits are there from seeing the saints? Please tell me." Then the swan died while looking at the beautiful sage who was remembering Lord Narayana. Seeing that, Narada was astonished and frightened. Shiva, Shiva, Hari Narayana. What is the result of seeing the saints, good or bad? I do not know. How are the saints sinful? Because when I asked about the saints, the two poor animals died. The benefit of seeing the saints is death. I got the answer. What else? However, I will go to Sri Hari again and find out the secret of my question, Narada thought in his mind and came back to Sri Krishna. Then Krishna smiled and said, "Sage, why are you worried? You seem to be tired from walking around a lot. Okay, have you got the answer to your question? What did that swan say?" he asked. Narada stood still and made him sit down, and Krishna said, "Sage, did you not understand what that swan said? I will tell you again. Come back after a year." Narada agreed and left and returned after a year. Krishna smiled and said, "Yes, sage, there is a woman who has given birth there. Go and ask her child your question. Do not be afraid." Narada said, "Sir, now I have killed two living beings by talking to them. If the child dies as soon as I ask the question, will they not kill me? I felt like I knew the answer to my question, and I went to go." Then Hari smiled and ordered, "You will not die. If that child dies, by my oath, you go and find that child now." Narada, believing in the words of Sri Hari, came to the house with great joy. As the sage stood at the door of the house, the radiance of his body illuminated the house. The women were terrified by the sight of the sage, who looked like Lord Shiva. It was as if the sun shining outside had entered the house. Narada requested the women gathered there, "Mother, I have come from the heavens to speak to the child who has just given birth. Please bring that child." The husband and wife, surrendering to the sage, happily laid the 2-day-old child in a tree and stood near the sage. Narada, clasping his hands to the child, said, "Listen, dear child, I am troubled by a doubt. I beg you to answer my question, what will be the result of seeing the saints?" Then, the sleeping child opened her eyes and suddenly began to see the auspicious image of Narayana, wearing ashes and kashayambara, chanting the name of Narayana, holding a japamani, a kamandala and a jatamandala. At the moment of seeing the merciful gaze of the sage, the child left his human body and stood in the form of Akhand Vishnu. The Supreme Being, with 4 arms, a conch shell in his hands, a wheel in his hand, a crown that radiated tremendous rays, an earring, and a red-colored pitambara kaustubha, threw the child away. Listen, O sage, earlier I was a dung beetle. Just by seeing you I gave up the dung beetle and was born as a swan bird. You came to me again and gave up the body of a swan and were born as a human. Today you are again, I was granted a vision, and as a result of it, I left my human body and became Vishnu. I became free from the vision of the sage and crossed the many fortresses of existence, he said, and flew into the sky as Garuda. That day, Narada, contemplating the truth that there is no equal to the darshan of the saints, again came to see Sri Hari. Krishna said, "What? Narada's face has changed today." The divine sage stood up in shame. "O God, I did not ask you to understand your immense glory. The glory of the saints is your glory. Having seen with my own eyes the fruits of the darshan of the saints, I have become grateful for your kindness," Narada said, praising Sri Narayana, and departed on the celestial path. O Kartike, there is no glory equal to the saints in the 3 worlds. Be assured that I am the saints, the pious souls who always walk with the feeling of Sosham. My son, the saints do not see anything except me. The world will see me, the radiant one. As the animal appears in the radiance of the blazing sun, the world will be delighted in my radiant form. Ask, O Agajesuta, whether the visible world is real or the invisible Paranjoti, the Supreme, is real. If you have this doubt, here is the solution. 57. The world is a myth, the unmanifest Paranjoti is true. O Sukumar, when the bright sunshine of the sun falls on the open earth, the animal water appears, and there is none of the qualities of real water in the animal water. Similarly, when the Paranjoti of the Supreme Soul shines in the illusion of Maya, the world appears attractive to the lustful eye, not alien to lust. The universe that is visible until the time of the end will dissolve from the eye of Rudra and remain in the form of full light. Similarly, the waking world will remain in the form of sleep, and in that sleep, by the action of karma and by the grace of the Supreme God Rudra, it will be absorbed in the blissful existence of the wise life. In the eternal sleep of the end, it will be only pure, eternal, complete bliss, the form of light. Therefore, deciding that the eternally existing, conscious, light, and blissful eternal form is the truth and that the world that appears and hides as a pussy, the eternally pure awareness, Chitpakasa, will not disappear, will not hide, will not arise. It is not acquired, always obtained, it has no focus, unwavering, it has no childhood, youth, or old age, as the body has, it shines alone and shines throughout the world and time. In its self-luminous radiance, infinite suns are hidden. It is luminous both inside and outside. It shines as an unbroken light from the bottom of the earth to the top, to the right, to the left, to the back and to the front. O son of the tree, this Paranjoti, which is the supreme object, is visible before the eyes of the saints and virtuous men. For the rest of the wicked and lustful, the luminous bliss is not seen within themselves, but external things like the water of the beast appear as bliss. That is, to the common people, it seems true to the world. The saints, who know that everything including themselves is the light, are merged in the unbroken, pure, untainted, undivided Paranjoti. They have renounced birth. There is no true world left for them to be reborn and enjoy. They are blessed, having found their blissful abode within themselves. 62. The life of the yogis, illustration, just as a fish born in water drinks water and sleeps in the middle of the water, so the yogis, who have become the fruit of the mind, see the light everywhere, consume it, talk with it, and play with it. They sleep in it day and night, and when they eat, they see that even the food they eat is light. They drink it thinking that water is light. They offer all the fruits of their actions to the light. They bathe in the light of the one light that surrounds them. They see in all directions from it. They immerse themselves in the light and float. The sages have the thought, I am the light. But it is a conceit that does not corrupt anyone. Listen, O wise man. The sinful thought, I am the body, I am the mind, I am the world, corrupts everyone. The one who thinks, I am the light, has no sins. Such a yogi will eliminate all sins and virtues and attain unity in Shiva. Such devotees of Shiva and saints will feel liberated from life. They have no pride in caste, creed, language, or language. They have no theft, anger, or heat. They have no slander, no adornment, no prohibitions, no delusions of mind that wanders in a hurry. There is no sorrow, no passion, no pleasure. 66. Listen, O my heart, just as the ocean is majestic in its glory with pearls and aquatic creatures, the history of the saints is immense and indescribable. Today, by observing their characteristics, consider yourself a saint, resolve your doubts and attain the state of a saint. Do not forget that I am Shiva, said Lord Shiva, compassionately sending Kartikeya away. It is not appropriate to say this to those who poison, the saints, the sages, those who serve and kill in a hypocritical manner, those who bark at nothing without any reason, those who often fall asleep wearing a veil, and those who abuse the sages like a housewife who collects household garbage. This is auspicious for liberation. This is auspicious for the harvest of happiness. The ocean of Purnananda is blessed with all the perfections. In this way, Shiva sat quietly that day without any further ado. Then Paramananda Ukkutashanmukha, seeing the nature of Parashiva, was overcome with doubts, disappeared, and, hiding in the Sukhasindhu to hide the veil of external appearances, remembered Sri Chidanandatma Guruvara in his heart. 70.